Member. Mr. Shea, I think one of two of the main obstacles to affordable housing are local zoning rules and et cetera. That's an issue that states have to deal with, and I hope they do. The other difficulty is just assembling the financing for it. And most projects that I go to, there's 15 or 16 different sources of funding. Affordable Housing Trust Fund money, tax credits, local money from HUD, et cetera. And it takes the developer literally more time to assemble the money than it does to build the house. That's why back in 2008, I pushed through the Affordable Housing Trust Fund, which takes money from the Fannie and Freddie, so it's not a public on the public, and puts it into housing. I've also submitted recently a much larger bill that would have more money coming from taxes on private equity. But that, I think, would go to one of the problems we have, which is instead of looking for 10 different sources, you can count on a major source of funding and then some ancillary funding. Your comments?
Well, Senator, you're absolutely right. If you talk to particularly affordable housing developers, they'll say they need 7, 8, 9 different sources of funds, and then they get on a phone call to discuss the project. And you have advisors, lawyers representing each source of fund. It just starts to add up. So it's really a major problem. The Affordable Housing Trust Fund, I think it's important. It was created in 2008. My understanding, it has helped finance about 7,500, maybe 8,000 units, affordable rental homes since that time. So it hasn't really lived up to its full potential. So, but when we have such a housing supply shortage, let's get support from anywhere we can. I know there's something called the Federal Financing Bank Risk Sharing Program, which you've been heavily involved in, and that seems like a very good program, and that has had much more success, it seems. About 219 affordable rental homes, either financed or refinanced through that program. So my general view is, yes, you're absolutely right that the capital stack complexity is, we got to fix that, and we need to get funding from wherever we can to build more affordable homes, both for sale and for rent.
No, I think that's exactly right. I mean, we talk about the affordable housing crisis. Our best solution would be to provide sufficient resources from 1 or 2 places, not 17 places, which defeats the purpose. And until we do that, frankly, we're going to stumble along. It's going to, as I said, take more time to assemble the money than it is to build a home. We can't tolerate that any longer. Ms. Tingerthal, Senator Loomis and I are working on legislation included in the Road to Housing to raise loan limits and make it easier for FHA to do so through regulation rather than legislation. We're also trying to stimulate the use of accessory dwelling units, which I think is, and make them eligible for Title I financing, which I think is going to be a way in which we can also increase housing supply efficiently. Your comments, please.
Thank you, Senator Reed, for that question. I think accessory dwelling units have been demonstrated, particularly in communities in California, where it's been widely adopted, to be a way to solve a number of issues, including better use of land. So being able to use a single piece of land, already developed, already someone living on it, to create a second unit literally doubles the number of units you have on that piece of property. And it's interesting, the AARP has done a lot of study on ADUs as a tool that older households can use, where they can either live in the main house and generate a little additional income by renting out the ADU, or they may choose to build an ADU that's 100% handicapped accessible and rent out the main house while not having to move from their neighborhood, but being able to be in a more suitable physical place. So I think the focus on ADUs is a small but really important thing that communities should look at. I worked with the city of Rochester, Minnesota, and they had identified literally thousands of parcels within the city of Rochester that could accommodate an ADU. And they have an aging population with a lot of senior homeowners and are looking actively at using that strategy to build the dramatic amount of housing they need because of the expansion of the Mayo Clinic.
Well, also demographics suggest there'll be more older people as we go forward. Thank you very much. Thank